Welcome to another Trimech YouTube video special. Today we're going to be covering part templates. A couple tips and tricks for creating them, and maybe uncloud a little bit of mystery that there might be about the part template environment and creating them inside of SolidWorks 2015. Well, in fact, really any SolidWorks. In order to start out making a new part template, I have to start out with something. So I'm going to start out with an original part template. This could be one that standard comes with SolidWorks. Now, when I'm dealing with part templates, these are something that I want to maybe put on the network so that way people in my organization can use them and bask in the awesomeness that is this template that I'm going to create. This also works with drawing templates, although we'll cover that in a separate YouTube video segment. When I'm creating a template, there's a couple things I might want to change. Units, for instance. I know I've gotten halfway through design only to realize that I've been in millimeters when I need to be in inches, or vice versa, and that's painful. I don't want to have to do that. So if I had a template that was set up for that originally, right out of the gate, that would be really beneficial for me inside my organization. Now those settings are stored underneath something called document properties. Let's clear up a little bit of the the veil of shadows that is the system options and document properties, and what their difference really is. The system options pertain to this computer. Those are things like the color of my interface, where my files or file locations are located for templates or Whole Wizard, and how my assemblies are going to open up. Document properties pertain to the document that I'm working with. These get saved inside the document, and they're basically sent around wherever it goes. Whoever opens it up will see the same exact document properties that I applied to this document on their machine. Those things might be drafting standard, how your dimensions are going to look inside the SolidWorks interface, how your image quality is going to be inside of the SolidWorks interface. Now what I want to do is I want to drag this image quality bar all the way up to what I like to call the danger zone. Now I call it that because on really big assemblies, this is going to bog down and slow down my computer. It's going to use a lot of graphical resources in order to basically create these amazing looking models. Now when I'm dealing with one or two parts, it doesn't really have a big issue. But if I'm dealing with some things like threaded holes, and it could potentially slow down my machine. But I live dangerously here, so let's drag it up there and leave it up in a high quality setting. Another thing I might want to change for a template are going to be units. Again, maybe millimeters aren't what I constantly work in. I could potentially be working in angstroms. And I want to show a dual dimensional length of inches, so I still have an idea of what I'm doing, because I'm never modeling angstroms. And I'll go ahead and keep my angle at degrees. These things will get saved in this template, so I could very easily create a new angstroms template from this particular interface. Another thing a lot of users cry out for is, hey, I want to see my front three planes and axes inside of a template. Well, that's not too hard to do. If we go over here, hit the little secret hidden double arrows here, this allows you to hide and show and change transparency of components on the fly. Really slick. If you're not using it, check it out. Boom, there are my three planes. I can see them again. But what about axes? Well, I know that the intersection of two planes are going to form an axis, so all I have to do is leverage that data to build a new axis. Using the enter key to call it the most recent command makes my life a heck of a lot easier, as well as the awesome new right-click feature to confirm commands that was available inside of 2014. I now have my three axes applied here. I need to label them. It looks like axis 1 is going to be the x-axis, so I'll just hit F2 to help label things. It's a Windows shortcut for rename. It's going to be the x-axis. The next axis here is going to be y. And the final one is going to be the z-axis. The very last thing I might want to do is I might want to change the background. Now I can always very easily go up and choose from some of the stock standard backgrounds like the courtyard background or even this new urban background available in 2014, or I could go over here to the little what looks like a Google Chrome symbol and pick from a background. Now these backgrounds also store settings such as lighting that can be leveraged in the PhotoView 360 rendering package available inside of SolidWorks. But those aren't good enough for me. I want my organization to have a little bit of fun about it, and what's more fun than cat videos on YouTube? So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to add in a background JPEG that I downloaded from the line, from the internet. And it is, of course, of an adorable kitten. It can look like it's playing with my model here, keep me entertained even when I'm stuck in a cubicle and my life is miserable. So basically what this allows us to do is create nice, fun, custom backgrounds. However, that's just a static JPEG image. Even if I rotate my model, it's staying standard. If I want to invoke a little bit more essence of fun into my organization, I'm going to go ahead and make this the environment, which creates a sort of spherical demon kitty here that pretty trippy looking here. So you can have a lot of fun with this. One thing that's pretty neat that I've actually done is if you're using an Android phone, download the Google Camera app and take a spherical photo. So there are actually spherical panorama photos you can take and bring that in here and put it as your environment. It's pretty daggone neat. So play around with that option if you want. I've now changed my background, shown my planes, shown the axes. I'm going to put the model in an isometric view. If I were to put it in trimetric or dimetric here, and then save the template, every single time I open up the template, it would start in that particular view state. It's great for if maybe we want our users to start on the front plane every single time they model. You create the template this way, they can very easily start a new sketch directly on that plane. Alright, let's go ahead and save this template. File, save as, and instead of a regular boring SolidWorks part file, we're going to save it as a part template. I'm going to call this one cat. Obviously, it's different from any other one inside my interface. And when I go to make a new document, because I saved it in the same location that all my other templates are pointing to inside of my system options, the cat template is available for me to access. Start it up. Look at that. We're starting right on the front plane. There's a adorable kitten on the background of my screen here, as well as my unit and image quality settings are going to maintain what I set them at. Angstroms, and of course, awesome image quality. Again, I hope that this brief insight into the template environment inside SolidWorks has helped you out a little bit, and maybe the kitten helped to brighten your day too. Not sure. Thanks again for tuning in. Until next time, so long.